Hi everyone, our journal page today, and I'm starting with two acrylic paints, and this is some neon orange and neon pink. I know it's very startling, but this is just the undertone under all the things that are going to be on top, and I think I'll put some here and not directly on the page, like so. And I'm taking a baby wipe and I'm just going to put it down randomly on the page, like so. Really don't care, they can also mix. This is just, as I said, an undertone what will come through a little bit through the other layers. Okay, almost done. Yeah, and I've got a clean palette. Okay, it's mostly already dry, but I still need it to be completely dry before I apply anything on top. And now I've taken all kinds of acrylic paints. I've got here some magenta, some purple, I've got dark blue, dark purple, and I want to play with them. I'm starting with the magenta. What I'm trying to do is build up the layers of the paint, and I think I'll again start by just taking the paint, especially these ones. They are a heavy bodied acrylic paint, so I'm taking them with this baby wipe so they won't be completely opaque. If they are opaque, all what I've put here will get lost. If they are a little bit translucent, then this will shine through. So let's see. Now you don't have to do it like I do in this diagonal movement. I just want it like this. It can be like this or like this, whatever comes naturally to you. So I'm just playing with it, and if I feel it needs a little bit more, then I'm adding a little bit more. And I think I will put some of the purple. It's just a bit, this purple is just a bit more darker than the magenta. I'm going towards the outside with the darker color. Well, I need more of the purple and just maybe a little bit more of the magenta here. Maybe, yeah, I think this needs to be a little bit more darker. I'm planning on a dark background and very light. Even I think I'm going for white flowers, so I can go dark as I want on the background. So as you can see, I'm just building up the paint until I feel it's enough. And now I'm going, I think I will put a little bit of the dark purple. Okay, I need to be very careful with it. It almost looks like black right now. and I wanted to blend with the other colors. So I'm taking very little on my baby wipe because I can always add, but I can't subtract it. I hope you can see how the neon colors are giving light to all of this in the background. It's like I completely covered it, but they are still shining through. That's what I meant in undertone. Darker at the edges, a little bit more, adding to the edges and blending. It's really easy with the baby wipe, which is moist, to spread and blend. Okay, I'm making a mess a little bit. Now it's starting to take shape like I wanted it by doing another layer and making it darker. I will probably even go back to the magenta and go over a little bit more. I think I will just take another baby wipe because this one is just with too much paint. I'm just folding it. And let's see, more of the purple here. This is completely up to you. How much darker do you want it, or if you wanted to keep it like this. I'm tempted to keep it like this, but I think I want it a little bit more colorful. I don't know. Okay, let's take the magenta and maybe the other purple. Yeah. I can also go over where I have the darker purple. It just adds. Okay, it's starting to look more like I wanted it, so that's great. And I think I will leave a little bit lighter here and leave it be. Now I need this to be completely dry before I continue. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and this is one of my stencils that I made, and I want to go all over and add these leaves. I'm going to use the same colors I've got here and this sponge. I'm not using makeup sponge because it's too dense, and this is a little bit lighter. I don't know if it has a name. I just picked it up at the cheap store. So, but again, you can use a makeup sponge. I just thought this would be lighter, and again towards the edges I'm using the darker color, and now I'm going to switch to the lighter color. Like so. Let them blend. I'm always using several colors when I'm using a stencil, then it looks more organic and less flat. So now I'm switching to the magenta. I need the leaves to be mostly part of the background and not be a focal image. So that's why I'm using the same colors I've used on the background. only now they are more, let's say, condensed or more opaque, like so. Maybe I will do some stems, but I'm not sure yet. I want to do another one here and probably one here. I'm going to continue doing this and I'll be back. Okay, so finished stenciling and this needs to dry. I want some white flowers on my page. I already started making them. I will show you how I made them. I'm putting this aside. So, white flowers. I have this stencil that I made and I figured I will use it to make my flowers. So what I've done is I've traced these flowers into this transparent forgot the name of this tracing paper. Okay, so I just put it down and went with a pencil until I was satisfied. On a stencil, all the shapes are divided because that's how you do a stencil. Here I just brought them together, and once I had this, what I've done is take a white Bristol paper. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and what I've done is when you've got this, I'm just flipping it over and using the graphite that I have from the pencil to do the tracing. I'm not using here a carbon paper or graphite paper or whatever tracing paper, how you call it, the black one, because it will smear, it will be a lot of mess. So once I've done that, I've flipped the page and now I'm going over the lines, and then underneath I will have a very subtle line to work with. Just going over the lines. What's great about this, that I can also flip it and make a mirror image, and I still got graphite. Now I have graphite from this pencil on this side, so I can flip it over and create a mirror image. I can take this, flip it over and trace it in another place. So you probably can't see, but there are lines here. Now what I've done, I took a gel roll, a pen marker, whatever, just because it has a fine tip and the color was suited me. Also it's permanent when it's dry, and I didn't want to use something that will smear. So now I'm just going over the lines that you probably can't see, but they are here, and it doesn't have to be precise. It just gives me a guide to work with. And here I've got it. Now with gel roll pens, you need to wait like 1-2 minutes for it to dry, because I still have a little bit a hint of the pencil, and when it's dry I'm just going to go over and erase it. Now I wanted to give it a little bit more color, a little bit more definition, so I took this pink watercolor pen, and what I've done is just added like shadow in several places. Basically, if my flower is like this, I wanted the underside of each petal to have a little bit of shadow, and basically where I thought it was needed. So just going like this and adding a little bit of shadow to each petal. And now I'm going to put a little bit of water here, and I'm taking a brush. Now it doesn't need a lot of water, and I'm just going over it, and basically I'm activating the watercolor paper, but I'm smudging it with little as I can with water. I don't want pools of water here. I just need to activate it and smudge it so it will blend into the white, and I won't have any more pencil marks. And here we go. Now I just took again the same gel roll pen and made some of this. Now it doesn't work quite well because it's still a little bit wet, but I'm just continuing so you can see. And I took a yellow Posca pen just so I can do the dots here, like so. It doesn't have to be a Posca pen. You can take any acrylic pen paint. I'll just demonstrate it how easy it is without the Posca pen. If you don't have it, I've put a little bit of the neon orange here, and I can just take the back side of a brush or the pencil, anything, and just do the dots like this. Okay, so that's another way to go about it. So moving this aside, of course now the joy of fussy cutting, and I usually use nail scissors. They have a curve, they are more dainty, and it's easier to cut curvy things. Now when I'm cutting, I am referring it to it as fussy cutting, but I'm not that fussy about it. If a white line is around my shape, then I just have a little bit more definition, like highlight to whatever shape I have. So it really doesn't matter, and you don't have to ruin your eyes or your fingers over the fussy cutting. Like so. So I've made several flowers in advance, so it won't take all day to wait for me fussy cutting all the flowers. Just wanted to show you how it's made. And you don't even have to have the stencil. You can take any flowers you want, any embellishments that you want, and use them. So let's see if my background is dry. I think it is. And now I want to put some flowers, and let's see. So 1, 2, maybe I don't know. Let's see. I'm just laying it down, and we'll see if I need to do some changing. Let's see. And what's going on top of each other. I think something like this, maybe not completely in line. Maybe I will put this a little bit higher. I don't know. I'm playing with the placement. Maybe just one little one. I think, I don't know. I think I'm going to take a step back and see if the placement works for me. No, this one, no. Maybe. I don't want them completely in line, so I'm just playing with the placement. This is too big here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to glue them to my page and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my flowers. Now I just want to do some stems. I'm using an acrylic paint marker, white. Let's hope it's okay. Should have probably started to the left so I won't smear. Now I'm thinking about it. Never mind. Okay, now another one. Just making the line a little bit thicker. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just flipping it a little bit so I won't put my hand on what I've done and smear the white. Another thing that needs a little bit of time to dry. No, doesn't work for me. Maybe, let's see. Okay, I'll make them thicker later. And okay, I'm going to wait for it to dry. Now I'm thinking that maybe just the leaves that are on top here, I'm going to add white. Don't know why, and I don't know why my acrylic marker is like splattering all over. Don't know. I'll probably change it. I've got other stuff. Let's see. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Maybe some lines, I don't know, not sure yet. But what I do know, I'm going to let this dry. Then I'm going to continue and then I'll come back. Okay, so I went over the white lines. I done a little bit of stem and detailing on the leaves up here. I don't want to do it here. I'm leaving this like this is in shadow and this gets a light. I don't know why, it just works for me. And now I just took another marker and I'm just doing a hint of stems. Just, I don't know, so it won't be completely leaves floating in the background. So I'm just kind of connecting them and quite randomly. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this is it. That's my page. I'm going to leave it as is, not going to touch anything else. I hope you liked it. I hope you'll try your hand at it, and thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.